The report mentions climate crisis and the technological shift as two profound factors to affect inequalities in the future. When speaking about climate crisis, we already see that those who are the poorest are affected, most by the climate crisis. When we're talking about technological development, certain aspects of technological development, as I said, like machine learning or artificial intelligence, may leave behind whole groups of people, actually, if not the whole countries. So, this is something to watch. Now, technological advancement is already influencing the way how we operate or how producers and consumers are taking their decisions and making their choices. It, of course, influences the labor market, and we should expect it to happen more and more. Now, of course, there are fears that technology may make certain jobs and certain skills reluctant in Indonesia, but also globally. And I would say probably it will. But let's have a positive look at the issue and view glass not half empty but half full. Technology also has a potential to reinstate new jobs and new skills. So on the one hand, yes, we may see certain jobs disappearing, but on the other hand, we certainly will see some other jobs appearing. So what would be the net effect of these developments? That still need to be seen. Therefore, we need to be prepared and we need to embrace in this change. Being prepared means that we do have labor policies in place. We do have programs for skills development. We have mechanisms to anticipate what will be skill demand on the labor market. And technological development, the pace of technological development is very dynamic these days. Therefore, the response from the side of skill supply should also be adequately dynamic and high.
And then this is the last maybe a suggestion from UNDP to make the pace of the Indonesian economy go faster and then have a good result and then sustainable development. What do you think? Short answer maybe.
Absolutely. Economic development is of course important. And it is an important element of human development, but it is not the only element of human development, as we have spoken. Actually, there are so many other aspects to consider. Therefore, I would ask the question differently. I would ask, what should be done to translate economic growth into higher human development? So how economic growth can be inclusive? How gains of economic growth can be felt by people across the country, farmers in NTT or people living in remote villages in Jambi or people who are affected by the disaster in Palu. Now, the Human Development Report offers a comprehensive look how economic development can be translated to maximize human development. But it also tells us that inequalities are big roadblocks in making this happen. Now, the good news is that inequalities is still possible to tackle, but we have to act quickly because the clock is ticking. And another thing I have to say is that, again, we have Sustainable Development Agenda.